All right. Welcome back to the Community Collective. It's been a minute since we've been here.
It has.
But it feels good. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing good. I'm a little frustrated. We've had some issues with my camera setup today.
It's all right.
We're moving on. We're moving forward. So today, if you're watching the video, it's just me and our special guest, Mr. Ben Callis.
Yes.
Travis is just sitting in the corner all by himself.
By
all
myself
lonely.
in kind of the dark area of the room. And it's all right, though. It's got the two good-looking guys on camera.
Oh, there
That's
you
what
go.
it is.
Thank you.
There you go, right? Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm very irritated with my setup at the moment, but that's all right. We're not here to worry about that. We're here to talk about some fun stuff.
Oh, I'm pumped. This is something I think we're going to talk about that I look forward to every year.
Yeah.
Just because it's something I don't normally would go to, but I would love it.
Yeah.
It's like that, and the community loves it too. Everybody turns out for it.
And we're recording before the Flip Flop 5K. So my mind is all sorts of different places. I'm here, there, and everywhere.
Yes.
My body's physically present, but my mind is like 12 different places.
But here's the question. You said you're going to run it this year. Any training for that?
No, I didn't say I was going to run. If we got enough people to sign up in that 7-day period, and they fell short. The community could have forced me into tennis shoes, but the community didn't rally behind my cry.
Man.
So I'll be there in my flip-flops, just drinking water in the shade, enjoying myself while everybody else is running.
Eating a muffin from Big Apple.
There you go.
From the kids' corner.
Absolutely.
Yeah, stone from
absolutely.
the kids.
I'll be playing with the kids on like the inflatables we'll have there.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there.
And we have the color run too. So
yeah. So when this comes out, this will already happen. So tough cookies if you missed out.
If you missed out.
I've been talking about it all day, every day for weeks now.
The videos,
all sorts of videos.
But this episode's all about comedy.
Yep.
And festival flags and
I'm absolutely
a perfect
stoked.
partnership. Yeah.
So why don't I introduce our guest, Mr. Ben Callis today?
Hello.
Mr. Ben Callis, welcome to
Thank you.
the Community Collective. We're excited to have you, my friend. How you doing?
Very, very good. Glad to be here. Thank you for having me here.
We are excited. You know, you've done this multiple years, and we're going to get into the history of what you did with the comedy show, your love for comedy and all those things. But, you know, one of the things that we get excited about is when we're only a couple of people. We have a board of directors, we have ambassadors, but we're not able to do all the things, right? So when we have somebody from the community step up that's willing to do the work that you've done, and don't let anybody fool you. You know, you may make it look easy, but I'm sure there's a tremendous amount of work that goes into it.
There is.
And so we definitely want to get into the nuances and the real nitty-gritty aspects of what you've been able to build over this period of time. So we're excited to talk to you about that. And I think with that, Travis, why don't we just jump right into our first question?
I think this one's what I'm really excited about. So Ben, last year's festival packed Lake Callis Pavilion for the comedy show. What upgrades or surprises can audience expect for the June 6th event of the comedy show?
Yeah, it's going to be, excuse me, the June 6th show. It's the 7th one that we've done. It's going to be massive. It's going to be huge again. We're expecting another big crowd. We usually have, it tops out usually 300 to 400 people, and that's what it's going to be again this year. So
it's amazing. When you get up there and you see the pavilion just packed.
Yeah.
And you don't really see that with comedy shows, you know, not in Genesee County.
No.
Not in I mean, you might go to Royal Oak and see it, you know, at the Comedy Castle there, or over to Waterford at the One Night Stands Comedy Club there. I think they fit 250, but yeah, it's a big deal. It's why we can only usually do it once a year, because if you do it more than that, you might get lighter and lighter crowds.
Right.
So
sure.
I shoot for that big crowd. I shoot for the one thing, the one-time punch.
Well,
and then the comedians, I think this year too, I was talking to Travis about this earlier, top to bottom, probably one of our best lineups that we've had.
Yeah.
Most complete lineup that I've had. And I'm talking with Camila from the, hosting all the way to Dave headlining it.
Yeah.
When
I love it
awesome.
too, when we've talked like the past 2 years, when ticket sales start going and we start seeing where people are coming from, they're not just like, I mean, we have a huge group from Davison, but we're starting to draw in from other places. I think like we had people from Grand Rapids, from the Saginaw Bay area coming in.
That's a very good point. Because, on the ticket site, you can see where people are buying their tickets from.
Yes.
So I always go in, once a month and see, hey, where are these people coming from?
Oh, yeah.
Obviously we get this huge crowd from Davison. That's the number one, and that's
It
what I
is.
want it to be. But I remember 3 years ago, I was like, oh my gosh, people are buying tickets from Chicago.
Yeah.
Like, people are driving in from Illinois, and we've had
Wow.
people
It
drive in
is.
from Ohio, and they're all over. And this year, it's mostly Michigan this year, but I'm seeing everywhere in Michigan, in the Lower Peninsula, but everywhere in Michigan, they're coming in for this.
When I love
So,
what you've built with that too, 'cause
yeah,
it's not just
it's
the
not just Davison.
just Davison, which is a big focus. I think originally started with it just has grown so much in popularity and just
Mhm.
excitement that everybody wants to be part of it, which I love it. So this
Yeah.
year's going to be even bigger and better,
Yes.
just because of the lineup you have. And
Very good lineup.
yes,
Camila, I'll talk about the comedians just for a minute. Camila, she's gonna host. She is. What's really cool about her is she's very, very, very funny. I mean, all four of these comedians are all headliners. They
Sure.
could all headline the show if they wanted to.
okay.
But Camila's gonna host, and she uses a guitar in her
Oh. Oh,
performance.
really?
So
Oh,
she
man.
sings, and she's a very, very good singer, and she uses that with her
Ooh,
her
I like this.
stand up. Yeah. So then we got her, and then we got Cam Rowe, 6'9" Cam Rowe coming in. His dad used to play for the Pistons, Curtis Rowe.
Okay.
You know who that is, back in I think probably the 70s or so. My dad knows who he is.
Yeah,
But
right.
he's coming in. He was on Storage Hunters on True TV.
Yeah.
If you don't know if you've heard of that show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's where I
I,
recognize the
I
name
recognize
from.
the name, and okay.
Yes. I think he was a security guard on Storage Hunters. I have not seen the show.
Oh.
I know Cam we saw Cam open up for Tom Green at the Machine Shop last year.
yes.
So we got in touch with him after that.
Okay.
And then Brent Terhune, we've had him before. He was at the very first one along with Dave. He's everywhere, and he's all over social media. Very, very, very funny guy. He's coming in from Indiana. And then, of course, Dave, who comes, Dave's all over the
He's
country.
everywhere.
He's all over the country.
Sure.
Well, and I was looking at his tour schedule. I was excited because I texted some of my friends. He's making a stop somewhere in Kentucky, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Hey, you guys need to go see this guy."
Hmm.
It's like that, just letting them know. Like, I think that's the exciting part too. Is you're bringing people here
Hmm.
that are from huge names
Mhm.
that travel the country
Right.
and perform.
Yeah, and these guys,
that-
they're all over the country.
Yeah.
Especially Dave and Brent, they're all over United States, and yeah, they're all four excited. I'm keeping in touch with them, especially as we lead up to this here in a couple weeks, and they're very excited because they know, especially Dave and Brent, because they've been here before. They know what kind of show this is.
What kind of show it
And
is?
that amps them up. They're not going to this random bar that's going to have 25, 30 people,
Right.
and they've got to do their show. This thing's huge,
It's
and it's going to
huge.
be, and it's going to, and yeah.
Well, and I would say too, you know more comedy shows than I have, but I think like at least the atmosphere,
Yeah.
because it's outside too. So I mean, it does give that kind of more like community focus. Like like you said, you have the festival going on, which can add some entertainment within itself for a comedy show.
100%. Like I said earlier, I told Dave, I said,
Yes.
you guys are gonna love your surroundings with the carnival off in the distance, with Lake Callis there, with the splash
Splash pad.
pad, with the different sorts of people you're gonna see
with
there.
cars driving around
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
everywhere. Yeah, it
You,
is. It's
the crowd work will be spectacular.
It will.
At that.
and I feel like our group the past couple years is really engaged with them. Like when they ask for stuff, like someone will freely yell out something
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
good just to make sure can add to the comedy of
Yeah.
what's going on with it.
The simple fact that I know comedians are loving crowd work.
Yeah.
I'll be in the way back.
No, I see. I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
I want to be in the very front.
Yeah.
See,
So-
my wife hates that.
See, we'll put
She
Callie-
hates
I'm
it.
with Emily. Emily can
Yeah.
come hang out with me. We'll
Yeah,
sell beer.
Emily
in the
will
back.
sit in the back with you.
Yeah.
I would like to be up in the front because I'm like, bring it on. You can't offend
let's
me.
do this. Yeah,
You
Right.
can't. It's impossible.
And we should let them
So-
know to take Ben up on stage for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
anything
can
let's
do
let's
that.
do that, right?
Anything's
Yeah, we could do the
possible.
roast of Ben. I would.
The roast.
I would
Oh
love
my
that.
gosh.
That would be a
Maybe that's
blast.
something I could talk to Emily about.
Yeah,
we
we
got to
could-
organize that for another comedy show.
That'd be a
The
blast.
roast of Ben Callis.
Yeah,
That would be
I
an
would.
absolute
Oh,
blast.
That would be. I would be all for that.
That'd be great.
All
We'll
right.
get,
So,
we'll get your dad
you
up
know-
there on that one.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
good.
now there you go. Getting
Yeah.
roasted by a parent.
You get a
That's,
parent-
that's amazing.
Johnny would sign up for
Oh,
that
yeah,
for his
absolutely.
kids.
Yeah.
Oh, heck
Special
yeah.
guests.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jim
special
Callis.
guest.
Oh,
Love it.
100%. So, you consistently bring in national touring acts, and we just discussed everybody that's going to be there, which
Yeah.
is amazing, but it's at a hometown price point,
Mhm.
and that's so huge. So how are you able to scout and book talent that resonates with our local patrons as well as people that are coming in from out of town, while still keeping the tickets so affordable at only $20 a pop.
Yeah, and that's what it has to be. It has to be $20, because if I'll start with that too, and then I'll kind of go back from the beginning, but it has to be around 20, 15, $20, maybe 25, 30 max. It
Right.
can't go more than that. And you see these shows, around Michigan that are doing, 35, 40, $45. And I'm like,
It's a lot.
it's a lot of
Yeah.
money
Yeah.
to go out. And I don't know. And then you got to pay for a babysitter. You got to, pay for your dinner, your drinks and things like that. So I want to keep it, I want to keep it at that $20
Yeah.
focal point or price point, because that's going to get people to come out. This is a
Yep.
professional comedy show,
Sure.
and you don't have to go to, Royal Oak or Detroit or, to see these guys.
It's
They're going to be
literally
right
in
in our
your
backyard.
It
Yeah.
is.
Right in our
Yeah.
And I like you. We've had some fun with it too. Because like
Yeah.
at Christmas time, like,
Yeah.
hey, stocking stuffers for a
Yeah.
special deal, and
Right.
like,
Right.
we had
There's a lot of different ways you can.
different ways to do it, and you had like people purchasing tickets like
Yeah.
at Christmas.
Yeah. So,
for this,
and go back to Johnny's question,
Yeah.
as far as booking and finding the talent, it started a long time ago when Emily and I met, my wife, Emily. We used to go out to the Holly Hotel when they had comedy shows,
Okay.
in the basement there. And Emily loves comedy just as much as I do. So we would go to comedy shows all the time before we had kids. And that's kind of how we got to see these different comedians. I'm like, you know what? There's not any, if you guys know this, there's not any stand-up comedy in Genesee County at all.
Right.
None.
No.
Not a festival, not a club, anything like that. Closest here is Waterford,
Right.
So I
Yeah.
was like, you know what? It'd be fun to bring it to have something like that in Davison and bring the community together, because I know it would work. I know it would work,
would.
because I would make it work. I would make it be successful. And so we started going to the Holly Hotel. We saw Dave Landau there, who's our headliner this year. We got to meet him. I've remained friends with him over the years, long story short, and he's kind of helped me build this
Yeah.
over
Great.
the years. So he's kind of helped me get in touch with different comedians. This is going to be the 7th year this year. We've had different comedians come through these past 7 years, and a lot of that is because of him. He's kind of got me in touch with them. I've gotten recommendations from other comedians that I've had. I remember the 3rd year we had Mike Stanley here, and I didn't know what I was going to do for the next year at all. I don't even know if I was going to have one. And he said, no, he goes, get a hold of my guy in Colorado. His name's Sam Talent, who is just massive right now. He tours with like Burt Kreischer and things like that.
Okay.
So
Wow.
he's all over the world, international now. So I got a hold of Sam. Sam ended up, saying yes to it. And, but anyways, that's kind of how it goes. You go to the shows and see, who's good. And if you want them to come to Davison, you follow the recommendations from,
Sure.
Dave, the other comedians. You YouTube a lot,
Right.
Facebook, and that always helps too.
And
So-
Netflix does a good job.
Yes,
a lot
and
of the different streaming platforms now are doing like their own independent comedy shows.
Yes.
And I think that's great as well. It really lends itself to being able to discover new artists.
Yeah.
New stuff like that. Because we're inundated with information all day, every day.
Yeah.
So the ability to be like, oh, hey, check out this new guy. In these algorithms, they find that like, oh, you're going to watch Bill Burr's special. You're going to watch Burt Kreischer's special.
Mhm.
You're going to watch Tom Segura. You're going to watch whomever, then all of a sudden like, hey, here's a new special we just put out. Check this one out.
Right.
And I follow a lot of, like Michael Blaustein from the Stiff Socks podcast,
Mhm.
Follow those guys and watch a lot of their short stuff. And it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
Wildly inappropriate more often than not.
That's what makes it awesome.
That's
But
what makes it so funny.
I
Yeah, it is.
love
Yeah.
it. I absolutely love it.
Oh, the filthier the better for me.
Yes.
Love it. Yes.
Same.
I don't know. I know
Great.
it's not like that for everyone, but a lot of,
Same.
and clean comedy is awesome too. If you can do clean comedy, that's fantastic.
I
Great for
actually
you.
think clean comedy is more of an art.
Oh,
Well,
for
you have to
sure.
really be
Because-
aware of
100%
what's
agree.
going on, and
It's very easy to be a sensationalist,
yeah.
or talk about things and get upset about things and
It's
rant about things.
It's probably even tougher to do. Like I said,
Right.
it's tougher to do clean comedy because anyone can go up there and say, F this, F that.
Right.
That's me. I
Yeah,
can do that.
that would be me
Yeah,
too.
Right.
But yeah, the clean stuff, that's golden.
Yeah, 100%. It's Nate. What's his last name?
Bargatze.
Yeah. He's a real clean guy.
Yes, and
right?
he's great.
Yeah, and he's hilarious. I've watched his stuff before.
He's
I
great.
didn't feel like I needed to pause it if the kids jumped into
Right.
the living
Kids
room
walk
real
in
quick.
and, hey, hold
And I'm
on.
like, you need to let me watch this alone. But I'm like, no, I haven't seen it. This is hilarious.
Right.
So a lot of good stuff there. So that kind of jumps me into our next question. The comedy festival is now, with this partnership between what you've done and the Festival of Flags, has really become a Friday night anchor for us. We want this to be the premier night for what we're doing at the festival. How does partnering with us at the chamber, really help amplify both events? And is there any cross promotion in play? What benefits have you seen in partnering with us? We've seen a huge benefit as
Oh
well.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's less work, but it's less on our plate,
Well,
you know.
that's exactly it. It's less work for me too.
Sure.
Teaming up with you with the chamber with you guys has just been that's what it was supposed to be.
Right.
In my opinion,
Yep.
it's a two-headed monster in my opinion.
Yep.
Teaming up with you guys because you guys are helping me and I'm helping you. It just works out so well.
Right.
And that's how when I first started it, that's what I wanted it to be. Because I love the Festival of Flags, the entertainment. I've always wanted, since I started this, I'm like the comedy show would be perfect for this. If we
Yep.
can make it somehow work wherever they're having the beer tent, if it's at Lake Callis, and it's perfect at Lake Callis because you guys hire a sound
Sure.
company, you
Yep.
guys do all the odds and ends. I'm booking the talent, I'm getting them prepared, and so on. So, we've got articles in the Davison Index. We've got Dave Landau. He's going to be doing a June 4th interview on ABC 12 on the morning show with Matt Barber. All the Facebook posts and shares and things like that. But
Yeah.
you guys helping me and me helping you. It's a very, very good team, and I enjoy it, and I'm happy to do it.
It's very
It's-
symbiotic.
it is.
It becomes a win-win for both of us.
Yes.
Which is fantastic. We're always trying to we want to continue to innovate. We want to be creative.
Sure.
But overall, to your point, we want to bring something out for the community that is cost effective and fun.
Yeah.
Because anybody knows, I have 4 kids. You've got a couple of
Yeah.
kids, you've got 2 young
Mhm.
girls. You go and buy an all-day wristband, you eat lunch out there, you do whatever. That's a substantive amount of money,
It is.
there at the festival. It can be, right?
Oh, sure.
And so we can't go to what we discussed earlier and be like, oh, $45 a ticket for the comedy show. We
No one's
wanna-
doing that.
Right.
No, exactly,
We
yeah.
want to keep that cost effective,
Yeah.
but we want to bring a tremendous amount of value in these nationally recognized acts
Yeah.
that are coming to Lake Callis for the festival. It's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah.
Definitely applaud the work and the thought. And we let you cut your teeth for a few years over at St. John's.
Yeah.
And you guys did great.
We did
Yeah.
great. It was fun at St.
Oh, it
John's.
was.
It was. But you know what? At St. John's, and I've told Emily this too. I said I love it. I love it way more now because I've got a team with me now,
Sure.
and that's helping me.
Sure.
At St. John's, it was totally me,
Right.
me and me. I was on my own,
Right.
and so this is. And I didn't know year after year. I didn't know if I wanted to do it again because it was just such hard work. Because getting all the spot. You guys help more than anything with
Yeah.
me. So, and I appreciate that. And
Yeah, absolutely.
and it's a good, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good adult night out for the festival.
Yep.
And I think that's what kind of draws people in too, because hey, we've got the carnival, all these different kids things. Hey, we've got something for the adults to do too.
When I
Yep.
think that's what we originally, when we were talking and trying to figure out a good partnership, I think festival has such a long history in the community. And then I think, we always have that family focus of like the carnival. We had stuff in the entertainment tents, but really, you think during the summer, there's not tons of stuff just for adults,
Right.
just to go and enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, whether you're driving further away. So not only you get
Right.
the babysitter, but you're driving. Well, I think what you built with the comedy show and the festival, it was a great partnership because now kids can come up there, you can spend some time with their family, but then also you can adults
Yeah,
can just show up and enjoy themselves.
When
And
7 o'clock rolls around, it's go time. For
and
the
then when it's
adults.
done, when they're done, they
Yeah.
can leave to go to another local business to spend some time, or they
Yeah.
can go back home.
Yeah.
They're close, which I think that's the great thing here
Absolutely.
is right here in your neighborhood.
Right in our backyard.
Yep.
Yep. Hey, honey, we got $40. Let's go. Have a couple laughs and a couple drinks.
Yeah,
For a
exactly.
couple hours. We'll be home by 10.
It is.
So
Right, now,
Got it.
now you're singing my song.
Now you're
Yeah.
talking- yeah.
Home by 10 feels amazing when
It
you're in
really
your
does.
mid 40s.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah.
I'm starting to feel that.
Now I'm
Yeah.
digging it. Like,
Yeah.
ooh, the clock just hit double digits and the
Oh,
sun's
yes.
down. I got to go to sleep.
Yeah, it's time to get home.
I better check on the house, make sure it's safe. Right, exactly.
Absolutely.
So I
Yeah.
think too, Ben, I think that the exciting part is you have done so much over the years to just constantly build the success and the excitement of the comedy show, and you've been doing it for years. So what is your biggest takeaway from doing this event, And what has been the response from the community over the years as well?
The response from the community has been, as you guys know, unbelievable. It's been massive.
So let's dig into that question a little deeper.
Yeah.
Like year one, what was attendance year one?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah.
Year one, Comedy for the Courts. When I was teamed up with Kent over at Helton Screeners, Kent helped me lead the way with that, and that was, the attendance there. I was gonna say, that the max I think there it was 500 at St. John or 450 at St. John's. I think we had 250.
Okay,
still a lot of people.
Yeah, still a lot of people.
That's
still a lot of
such an
people.
amazing turnout.
200, 250. But yeah, that's a great turnout for a first year.
Yeah,
right.
And then it's just kind of it has never gone down. It's just steadily inclined. After that. So year two, maybe 300, 350. And then ever since then, it's just been sold out.
Yeah.
No tickets sold day of show at all.
That's amazing.
So yeah,
That's amazing. That's also a little warning for those of you listening that if you haven't got your tickets yet, you need to get them.
So Ben, tell us, while we're talking about tickets,
sure,
how can people get tickets now?
This will sell out 100%. It does every year. This is not my first rodeo. This is the 7th year that we've done it. People can get tickets on eventbrite.com. It's event and then brite.com, and then just search for Davison Comedy Festival. It'll pull right up. You can search. It's all over Facebook. You find me on Facebook.
Everywhere.
Yeah, it'll be on my Facebook page. It'll be on
everywhere.
the Chamber's Facebook page. We're not hard to find.
When I say if you're listening to this right now, you need to go ahead and get your tickets because we're already at a huge chunk already sold, and there's only so much space available. Now, heads up, the show is 21 and over. To get in.
No exceptions on that.
No exceptions.
That's a hard rule there.
It is.
Because alcohol will be sold, of course. We're not, and then two, this is not a Bozo the Clown show. This is not, this is not Nate Bargatze. This is, adult rated, mature audience only, 21 and over comedy show.
Yeah, this
is not for the easily offended either.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I think the beauty of it is this is not a Puritan type event.
Yes.
We are going to have alcohol.
Yes.
There's probably going to be some swearing. It's going to be adult content.
There will be some
swearing. but we want, again, do something for the adults.
Yeah.
And not that every adult's going to gravitate towards that, but if this is in your wheelhouse, this is the perfect event for the community.
It is.
Because again, to your point, and I've gone down to Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle multiple times, seen a ton of different people at different shows. I have not been to the club in Waterford. That's news to me, as a matter of fact. But to go down there.
It's a newer club.
Is that?
Yeah.
Okay. You're driving an hour. And of course, the wife's going to want to get dinner. And then you have a few drinks, you do whatever while you're down there. That's a substantive amount of money. Again, babysitters, great point as well. So to have something local like this, amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wrangle the grandparents into taking the kids to the festival while you're at the comedy show.
Doing comedy show.
You're only going to be there a couple hours, and you're going to have some hard laughs.
Oh,
and I promise you that.
I tell you,
your belly's going to hurt when you
hurt.
It's going to be.
I think last year, oh, goodness gracious.
I do a lot of research when it comes to this. I do not just throw a comedian out there and say, I hope this works.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
There's hours, days, weeks that go into this and into booking this talent. And they're gonna bring it. And I promise you that.
So that's a great point. So when the comedy show ends, let's say it's June, because the show's on June 6th.
Yes.
Right? So June 6th is the show. June 7th, do you start planning for 2026?
Every single year.
And actually,
my dad laughs at that. He goes, okay, you got 364 days to do it,
right?
To get the next one going. And my brain's already spinning.
Well, I will say, I know last
That's
year,
amazing.
As soon as the comedy show was over, I think it was the very next week, hey, I think I have some comedians lined up already.
We did. Remember, we announced after the show last year. I don't think we're going to do that this year because I've really focused on this year.
Yeah.
But last year after the show, we announced Dave Lando would be the headliner this year. We already had it in the works.
And I think it builds such a great excitement for people as well. Just to look forward to it. It is.
Yeah.
And we plan, to be honest, I know we plan stuff every night for people, different crowds. We're hoping multiple people come several nights to enjoy the entertainment. But I would say it's a great lineup. I mean, we have casino night, then comedy show, and then live music with Iron Snake. It's talk about a lineup for just adults.
Yeah.
And to get there and enjoy it.
To piggyback off that, I will say this, and just an outsider looking in, I think the festival this year, the entertainment, best it's ever been.
Yeah.
And it's not even close.
Right.
with the like you said, with the Vegas night, with the comedy show, and then with Iron Snake. I mean, do not miss it. If you're going to come to anything that weekend, make sure you go to Iron Snake.
Oh my God. Comedy show and Iron Snake.
A comedy show and Iron Snake back to back is just I don't know how we're gonna get better.
Talk
You
about how do
guys.
you get
It's gonna. I
talk
mean,
about an adult weekend,
Yeah. It
basically.
really is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's going to be a banger.
It's gonna be a
Oh.
banger.
It's going to be a banger.
Let's
and
go.
that's one thing that we talked about for next year,
Mhm.
because again, we'll try to top it next year. Of course, that's
Always,
what we want.
you always
Yeah,
have
it
to.
is.
Yeah.
Always want to get better.
Yep.
But I talked to our executive director, Jessica Brown, and I said, we really need to come up with some type of like golden ticket that would get them access to the event for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
That's an
Ooh.
amazing idea.
That would
So
be
be
great.
able to do
Yeah.
That's an
something like that.
amazing idea. I love that idea.
You know, just to be able to really, bloop, you know,
To
pop
really
everything
pop
in
it
all
everything.
at once.
Yeah, because if you want to go Thursday to the Vegas night, if you want to have some laps,
Sure.
have
Oh,
some
yeah.
laps on on
Yeah.
Friday, and then go rock out on Saturday.
Yeah.
yeah.
My goodness.
Like me, I'll be there definitely Friday and definitely Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's gonna be a blast.
Oh,
yeah,
for
I'm looking.
sure.
I'm very much hyped for it and looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think we have what, one question
One
left,
good
Travis?
question left. So, looking beyond 2025, where do you see the Davison Comedy Festival in 5 years? Bigger venue, multi-night run, perhaps just a full stand-up weekend? Do you
Oh,
have in
I
your
would love
head,
that.
if you could sit there and just dream,
Yeah.
where would you say, like, you've seen how it's grown over the years? If you could say, here's $1 million to run this show,
Oh.
what would your dream be?
Oh, my dream would be to have it all week.
Oh, wait. Oh, my gosh.
To have it all
That'd
weekend.
be-
Or
yeah.
I don't know, and you know, I like where it's at now.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, I said this is where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be with the chamber. It's supposed to be with the festival, and I like it like that. And so I want it to, you know, if we're going to continue doing this, as long as the chamber wants to have it, and I'm still into it. You know, why not? Let's just keep it rolling.
Keep it going,
and
yeah.
the community is still invested and interested in it. Let's keep it going. Yeah, I would love, you know, that there's comedians out there that, you know, it's hard. They would like to do, you know, you'll contact these comedians like, no, I'm not going to do one night only. I got to be there for a weekend because they're coming from out of town.
They're coming- yeah.
Right.
So that's an issue. So yeah, I would love to do 2 nights. But again, one night, I love one night because I love to pack that
To
pavilion.
build it up.
Right.
You do
just
2
get
nights,
packed.
then you're talking maybe lighter crowds, and that doesn't appease to me at
Yeah.
least. Maybe I don't know, not to
I'm
me.
just curious. Yeah.
I like to have the sold out.
I
feel
like
to
it. I like to
and
be packed in there.
I do too.
Oh,
That's my goal.
you get 300 people just laughing as hard as they can.
Oh yeah.
It's unlike
And just-
anything.
It is.
It's unlike anything. Yeah, it like I said, it's right in our backyard. So,
Which I love. I love.
I do too.
I'm not a traveler
yeah.
in that regard to go to like single night events. So if I can find something local, that's right in my wheelhouse. And obviously the community has embraced that
Yeah.
for the last 7 years.
Yeah.
You know, which is just so encouraging.
Mhm.
You know, because we put in, and a lot of people don't understand the work that goes on behind the scenes
There's a lot of work.
to make this stuff happen. So when you really get into the meat and potatoes of setting up an event like this, or with the chamber setting
Yes.
up an entire week's worth of events,
Mhm.
there's a tremendous amount of work that goes into it.
I also think the community knows, you know, 7 years into it, they know that we're not going to half-ass this.
Right,
You know,
which
this
is the best part.
This is
Yeah.
a lot
Right.
that goes, like you said, a lot that goes into this.
Yep.
And that's why, and then they're going to know, you know, we're going to show up for this.
I think that should be our new tagline for the chamber. We whole ass everything.
I
Yes.
love it.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
We redo our logo now.
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
absolutely.
Yes,
absolutely.
I love
It
that.
is.
We get creative there.
We have
Well,
to.
Ben, why don't you hit us one more time with how
Yeah.
people can grab tickets?
Yeah.
Yep.
So eventbrite.com, it's event and then brite.com. Search for Davison Comedy Festival. It'll pop right up. Also on all Facebook mostly. I'm on Twitter a little bit, Instagram a little bit, but you can definitely find it on Facebook.
Follow,
That's
check out
perfect.
Ben's Facebook, Chamber's Facebook,
Yeah.
and then
Yep.
I know it's being shared in different communities
It's
too.
all over
so
the place.
it is.
$20 tickets, you can't beat it.
$20
It's gonna
for
be a great night.
3 hours of just hard laughter.
Yes.
Basically.
Yep.
And there's social time beforehand too.
Yeah, the
Come get-
doors. I think the doors will open at what, 5:00.
5.
Show will start at 7. We'll be out of there, you know, like I said, before 10. It won't be a 3-hour comedy show,
Right.
but it'll be
There's some
easily
breaks,
every bit
yeah.
of 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That way you get your drinks, get a good seat.
Yeah.
And we have what? We have 4 total acts.
We have 4 acts. Yep, Camila Valerio. She'll go up on stage. We usually start right about 7, maybe a couple minutes after. She'll go on. Probably, and I had to let them know this. She'll probably go on 15, 20 minutes. Cam will go on for about 20 minutes. Brent Terhune will go on for about 25 to 30, and then Landau will close it down with probably a 45 to an hour.
Oh.
Yeah, it's going to be. Yeah, show up. You're gonna really like this. Yeah,
get
it's
your
gonna be a
ticket
fun night.
and just show up and enjoy it. That's what you gotta do.
Yep.
Well, and I've missed the last 2 years at Lake Callis.
You have.
you have?
I have.
Oh,
We were out of town for a couple of different things. We had lacrosse tournaments, this, that, and what have yous. So this will be my first year.
Ooh.
You know, I get my cherry popped this year with Dave
yes,
Landau.
you will. Oh,
So
my,
so I'm very, very
he will pop that cherry. Yeah,
perfect.
instantly.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I'll be the guy not making eye
Yeah,
contact
you can
with
sit up front
any
with-
of the
you
committee.
can sit up front with me.
Nah, I'm good.
We're,
good.
we're gonna have you walk up there to hand Ben some items.
Yeah.
Tonight. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And I mean, I've gone to different shows like that, like out in Vegas and whatnot.
Yes.
And you know, my boss will have the propensity to want to sit me up front because he knows that I don't like these situations
I
where the
love it.
Don't worry.
spotlight's on me. I'm like,
The past couple of years, when I needed to do something, instead of walking down the middle, I'll like walk my way around, hop in the grass a little bit,
Yeah.
go on the very side of people. That way, like, there's no comedian seeing me.
We go every time we
Yeah.
go to Vegas. We've been there 4 or 5 times, but we go to the Brad Garrett's comedy club out there.
oh yeah.
So, and that would be, I guess, my I've talked about that with Dave Landau, is to have Brad Garrett come here.
Oh,
And Dave has talked to him about. I get Dave to talk to him because Dave goes out there and does his comedy club.
Okay.
2 weeks a year, but Dave has talked to him about it, and Brad has agreed to come here, believe it or not. But he said, when we talked about this 2 years ago, Brad couldn't give a yes until about 3 months before,
Ooh.
and that's
That's
too
hard.
close.
Talk about a little
for me.
stress right
It's
there.
very stressful.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but maybe it'll work out
Maybe
someday.
it will at some point,
and,
right? Yeah.
That would be my
Okay.
ultimate dream.
that would be a hell of a job.
He is
Yes,
the
it
most
would.
amazing comedian.
Oh,
Yeah.
He
I'd
is
be so
hilarious.
excited about
Who
that.
did I see? I can't remember. Patrick Warburton.
Yes.
He's doing stand up now.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is Putty from Seinfeld.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it
this is amazing.
Yeah.
And he was absolutely
Was he
hilarious.
really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Super funny. So
I'm so
maybe
used to-
we'll add him to the list and see
Oh,
if
if we get
him.
him, Brad Garrett, I've talked to Greg Morton. I don't know if you guys know who that guy is, but
Okay.
he was on America's Got Talent, and he is absolutely hilarious. So that would be a big draw too, if we
I'd
can
love
somehow grab him. But I'm my mind's still, it's always spinning. With,
It's always spinning. You have
Yeah.
to.
You
Right?
have to.
I think
It's
that
gonna
shows
keep
your.
going.
I think that shows your excitement and passion for it too, Ben.
I get so hyped.
Yeah.
That's a good point because I'm just as excited for this one as I was for the first one.
No, okay. How's
Which
it?
is great. That's
That's
so
unbelievable.
great.
Yeah, I mean, I know Emily enjoys it, but after, like the week of, she's like, "Calm down a little bit, buddy."
No, Emily stays
yeah.
out of my way. Yeah,
Yeah.
because once
Yeah.
she sees I start pacing, you'll see me pacing at the comedy show.
Yeah.
Because that's the most stressful part for me about this comedy show is making sure the comedians get there.
Get
on
there,
time.
right? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So when you see me pacing Lake Callis, if I'm walking around the lake or
Yeah.
something, just
Ben
don't
goes-
mind me.
Ben goes in the splash pad for a little
Yeah.
wash off. Just
Yep.
Is Ben chain smoking?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
No.
What's he doing over there?
Yeah,
What's he
going
doing
over
over there? He's just
Is he-
staring at people.
Is he floating in the?
Oh my gosh.
He's on the swing on
Yeah.
the playground.
Oh
just,
my gosh.
Yeah, yeah.
just quietly
just
cursing
quietly
under his
doing my
breath.
stuff.
the
yeah.
tear going down my face.
Yeah.
Please hurry up and get here.
There-
That is the most stressful part, though.
There's
of all
a
this.
commercial for comedy show next year. Ben
Right.
just swinging by himself.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh,
Perfect.
I
Well,
love it.
Ben, thank you so much for
Yeah.
taking the time out of your day today to sit down and chat with us.
Yeah,
It's
thank you
been
guys
a
for
great
having me.
conversation, and we're looking forward to it. By the time
Yeah.
this airs, we'll probably be about 10 days, 14 days away. So it's going to
Oh,
be a banger. It's
you
going to be a
have to.
banger. Get those tickets.
Get tickets. I
Get
mean,
'em.
by the time you're listening to this, it's going to be getting close
come-
to sold out.
It's coming fast.
So,
Yep. And
Yeah.
it will be sold out.
Yeah.
I assure you.
by the time this airs, get your tickets. The moment you listen to this, or it's going to be gone.
Absolutely. And we'll drop a link in the show
Yes.
notes as
Yeah.
well. So you can get right there as well. We'll get this shared on Facebook. But Ben, thank you so much for taking
Thank
the
you guys
time.
for having me. I
No,
really
thank
appreciate
you.
the time.
Yeah.
Travis, as
Oh,
always, my man,
it's
it was
always
a
good.
pleasure.
I miss
I-
spending time with you all.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
We don't have as much of an opportunity now
Well-
that you've got a big government
No,
job.
hey, this fall we see each other quite a bit.
Been
Oh,
there,
yeah.
done that.
Football
Absolutely.
season.
Absolutely. Yeah, our boys are playing football
We're
together.
They are.
So you guys can have a third kid, so you can have a boy. We can get
No.
into sports
after
ball.
after the second girl, it was snip time.
Oh, there you go.
It was. I was.
There you go.
I was at the snip doctor probably a week after.
There you
It was-
go.
it was
Yeah.
more- it was done. Two girls
I'm
were
good,
done.
I'm good.
We're both gonna be 40 this year, so
Yeah.
we're fine.
Yeah,
You're
With two
good.
Yeah,
girls.
we're fine.
Yeah, we're fine.
I was headed to the snip doctor after my two boys, and then I didn't make that appointment. Ended up with two more girls.
Oh,
Which is
lucky
Oh.
for me.
Yeah, I got
good thing you love those.
Yes,
kids,
I
right?
love them so deeply.
Yes.
They drive me insane.
Yes.
So
I-
that's where all this great comes from.
Yeah,
my beard.
that's where my white hair's come from? Kids.
Absolutely.
I only have 2.
Absolutely.
What do we do it for?
Yep. Well, that's why I look a little worse for wear, my guy. So, all right. Well, I am Johnny Be Good. This is the Community Collective. Definitely like, share, and subscribe. We will see you on our next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.